Hello, I am Heather Freed, Associate Editor for Printwear Magazine. We're at the Printwear Show in Baltimore, spending 5 minutes with Nathan Anderson, who's the Marketing Director for F&M Expressions. So why don't you start by telling us what's exciting in the world of heat-applied graphics these days?
Well, what's exciting is the range of applications with heat-applied graphics. Whether you're a home-based decorator or a large-volume decorator, the same piece of equipment and the same transfers or heat-applied graphics can be used to satisfy retail sales or even local Little League production.
Have you noticed that a lot of people have been entering the industry with, this being a more inexpensive decorating technique?
Yeah, absolutely. The biggest advantage to our industry and to heat-applied graphics is the barrier of entry is very small. $1,000, $3,000 get you a heat press and get you in the business. Your manufacturing facilities are often suppliers. They're producing either screen printed heat transfers for you or custom digital transfers that you don't have to worry about the overhead that's involved with the manufacturing process. You give them a call, they handle the back end. The transfers show up at your door, or the vinyl shows up at your door where the heat-applied graphic you're using is, and you decorate on demand without the overhead and without the inventory that often cripples the startup of many small businesses.
So I've been following you guys on Twitter. I've noticed that you're doing a lot of blogging.
A little bit.
How has the social networking been affecting your business?
Well, we've been using social networking for the purposes of providing quality content to our customers. We understand that our customer is our customer's customer. We're a business-to-business supplier, and social networking gives us the opportunity to provide relevant content in a way that doesn't interrupt their day. When email blasts came out and everybody got involved in sending emails, it was, let's send them a new sale, let's pound the email, and it was an interruption to most people's day. Well, with Twitter and with blogging, we're able to provide quality content in a way that people can access it when it's relevant to them, not an interruption to their day. I'm not filling their inbox with spam. They can subscribe to our Twitter account, they can follow our blogs, they can get relevant information, and if you provide relevant information, they keep coming back, and it's a value to their business. And we're truly building a relationship with the customer, not just, here's an email blast, I got to sell on whatever X product I'm trying to push on you that day.
Right. So has the response been pretty good?
Yes, it has been very beneficial. It allows us to provide content in a way that a multitude of our customers can engage it and learn from it. And rather than sitting down specifically on a phone call or specifically on a webinar with one customer, we take those experiences, put them in the format of a blog or a tutorial, and they get that information to a broader base in a personal, relevant, effective way.
Great. And can you extend any advice to our viewers and our readers of Printwear as to how to use the social networking to their benefit?
The one piece of advice that I'd offer to those who are looking to get involved in social networking is, if you don't know what it is, do the research first. Don't just pick up Facebook or Twitter and start using it. And if you're going to use those things, pick one, focus on it, and do it in a very relevant, with quality content. Don't just take a shotgun approach to it, and pick one, focus, and be relevant. That's it.
I think that's great advice.
Thank you.
So do you see a common thread among those apparel decorators who are out there right now and still going strong and being very successful this year?
Successful companies in recession and in growth are measuring their costs and their risk. And as they grow, they're looking at their customer base, and they don't want their customer base to get in a position where more than 10% of their customers makes up more than 30% of their sales, to where if they were to lose that customer, they'd be very difficult to replace in the short term, and even in the long term, it impacts their business. And as they're growing and their cost scales, you want to look at that risk and look at that cost and be able to scale that back in times of recession. Focus your business on a broad customer base to where you're not focused on a particular customer who's going to make or break that year for you, make or break your payroll for that week. Balance your risk, balance your costs, and it's never a bad time to be looking at those things. Those are two things that business owners should be focusing on, and oftentimes cost is something that you want to forget about, leave it in the back pocket and worry about that at the end of the month or worry about it at the end of the next week. You keep pushing it off. Deal with your costs now, deal with it when you're growing, deal with it when you're going through a recession, and make sure that you're managing it well.
Okay. So as far as diversifying your customer base, is it smart to do the same thing when it comes to your offerings, across heat-applied graphics technologies, from CAD cutting and transfers and so on and so forth?
Absolutely, decorators should take a look at that. The nice thing about a heat press is, whether you're using CAD cut or a custom screen printed transfer or a print and cut method, The heat press is one piece of equipment that is low cost. It can be used for many different applications, and you're not investing in a bunch of different technologies or stocking raw materials to produce heat applied graphics. So absolutely, it's something to consider. Take a look at your product offering, and always, come to these printware shows, walk around, see the products, and look at what you're selling and see what product best fits that, so that you can produce it in a cost-effective way that's going to be a quality product for your customer and that you can make money on at the end of the day.
Again, I think that's great advice. Thank you very much.
Thank you.